I don't think any Democratic Party prioritized the black vote.
Never really been a priority for the Democratic Party. Overall, in politics as a whole, as a black population.
It's just the way that they don't address our issues that concern actually black people, especially working class black people.
I don't think any Democratic Party prioritized the black vote because it's always a ploy to get the black vote, make all these promises, but once that vote is in and stuff like that, then it's operation as normal.
I will say the black community feels a little disengaged.
Yes, a lot of people are waking up. This used to happen with black people. Now they realize what exactly is happening. Taking a look at this video, you realize something. B had an interview. He was actually shocked at the end of the day because this person told him the truth.
You're willing to change your opinions based on public reaction. I don't like that. It's crazy. Well, how did it get you? Because it didn't get me. How did it get you?
Two stories from this week, I think, will show you that this has now infected our political discourse. Megan Romer, she is the co-chair of the DSA. She was on David Remnick's podcast, and she talked about taxing the hell out of them. And he said, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, you know, I don't really have a solid, and then just dribbled off.
Yeah.
And he said, but shouldn't you? Shouldn't you be more specific about what taxing the hell means? They don't know anything.
Yeah, and by the way, there's been a slew of interviews just like this where candidates for who represent the Democratic Social America have really struggled to articulate how they don't subscribe to communism, whether or not they really believe in Marxism, and basic facts about how their ideology would help them govern the United States out of this affordability crisis. Look, a lot of these people are really talented politically. Democrats in the House that I talk to are really worried that if they don't pick up a dozen seats, they're going to be beholden to the new squad and this handful of Democratic socialists who will essentially have veto power over the entire Democratic establishment agenda. That's a big concern.
Yeah. Will they?
They will.
Well,
yeah,
if it's a slim majority, just like you're seeing on the right with the Tea Party, and a little bit less so now, if it's a slim majority, minority rules within the party.
And they're not running to be members of the Democratic Party. They're running, many of them anyway, as Democratic socialists. It's a totally different political organization. And in fact, they want to take out the Democratic Party. I mean, that's their stated goal. They not only want to take out the Democratic Party, they want to take out the entire constitutional system that the Democratic Party is allowed to participate in governance.
Have you realized something? B was actually shocked. Though he has been telling Democrat Party that this is not what he actually wants for the party. He had an interview a few months ago with the vice president. He made it clear if the Democrat Party continue to subscribe to this, his vote is in play. And this is an editor in the New York Times. If you see him admitting this, then you need to understand Danny Batch from CNN. She's just there hearing what is happening. But when they go on air, they tell you a different story. I watched this video comparing to what is arising in the Democrat Party. I was like, I'm not shocked. I've been putting out videos on this channel over and over.
I disagree with what Gavin Newsom said, that he doesn't think we're going to have elections in 2028. And I think I have a different thought on this poll. But listen, democracies are fragile. We all have to be invested in them. But I think they bend. I don't think it's going to break. I still think this is the best form of government in the history of mankind.
It certainly is.
Proud to live in a democratic republic. But what I will say is I think this is more a reaction to people feeling like this system doesn't work for them. Millennials were the first generation that was likely to not do better than their parents were. The fact that people are working harder than ever and not being able to get ahead, and they feel like the American dream is unattainable. They just feel like the system that Washington is giving us doesn't work. I don't tie this to...
You're talking about an economic part of it. We're not talking
think,
about democracy. It's completely different.
I think that people throw around the term democracy. I think Democrats totally overcalculated this last election. At the end of the day, if it's a Tuesday morning, you're deciding what bill you can afford to pay, you're not voting on democracy. You're voting on the cost of living. It's a nebulous term. It just doesn't mean enough to people. I think people are frustrated with the cost of living, and they're frustrated with the environment.
I think it didn't mean enough to people because months and months afterwards.
I'm going to say something that's going to make
frustrated.
This table and this audience very upset, but I want to tell the unvarnished truth. I think if the election were reheld today, Donald Trump would win by the same, if not a bigger margin. I think we forget this country.
How do you say that, though?
This country is so deeply polarized. If you hated him before, you hate him even more now.
You know, this is actually funny. Have you realized people don't work that hard like they used to do? Though these people are saying something contrary. And if Trump contests an election today, he might still win.
Their way.
I would be curious who this poll, the age of the poll, because I think this probably gears younger in who is saying that, because anyone who has read their history books since the beginning of time, democracy may be fragile, it is the only way. You do not want a theocracy. You do not want a monarchy. You do not want socialism or communism. They have never worked. In intention and spirit, they sound great, but go back to the books, because that will not end well.
Don't you think that democratic socialism works in the Scandinavian countries?
You know, you can't pretend like what she's saying is a lie. If the election is held today, Trump will still win. A lot of people can't accept this. If you look at what Joy Bear is doing here, she knows the truth. This clip was shot before Mamdani came in. These people were standing for the truth, calling out socialists on this show. Immediately, they realized Democrat Party is now embracing these people. They had to readjust their tone. They change it.
Well, folks, breaking tonight, Democrats, they are stepping up the fight against Donald Trump's attacks on elections. The Democratic National Committee just announced that it is suing the Trump administration over its failure to respond to Freedom of Information Act requests for records about any plans to seize midterm ballots. Let that sit with you, because that is crazy. Now, this comes as MS Now reports election officials are wargaming a variety of scenarios where Trump tries to meddle in our elections. Officials told Vaughn and Laura Barron Lopez.
You know, some people are trying to find common grounds with the Trump administration. Gavin Newsom, I saw the crowd struggling to applaud him for saying this. He blew up on social media. I understand he might be doing this for political reasons, but it's not cool. This is a good initiative that Trump actually put out. Some Democrats are actually subbing to this hiddenly. They don't want people to know that, oh, the Trump account is very important, it's good. They don't say it loudly. They do it behind us because they don't just want to give credit to Trump. At the end of the day, you realize it's crazy. I understand if the president does something right, accept it, acknowledge it. He will not do you anything. You have things you disagree with him. You should have things you agree with him. That is how it's supposed to be. But the way these people do politics, it is like, I don't get it.
Tracking AOC's pivot recently.
What she's froze her eggs. I know about that.
I think
she got rid of the man.
Called off the engagement, froze her eggs, has started posting, I'm on my way to do yoga. Like,
good for her.
Videos walking down the street,
looking hot.
It's
let's go. Maybe she'll be nicer that way.
Well, she also said woke one was crazy. Do you track this thing?
I did, which makes me think that you're willing to change your opinions based on public reaction. I don't like that, because if it didn't get me, how did it get you? How did defund the police? Give me your thoughts. How far out did you track the consequences of defunding the?
Yes, I believe you've seen. This is just the pattern the Democrat Party is always taking, and it is embarrassing. Joe Rogan sees it. I was shocked when I saw this video. I decided to combine this so you can see that pattern. They're changing their tone based on how people are responding. They realize this is no more popular. They change it. They can say something today, stick to it. If it's winning strategy, they use it. Next year, they deviate to another thing. You can't take somebody that is sounding like this serious, right? They can't stick to their word. They flip-flop. This is the same thing AIC said. She said Woke One was crazy, meaning she's now realizing the truth.
Thing blew up. It's very obvious. It's very transparent.
I'm going to end here. I want to appreciate people's support and sharing out the videos and the social clips you see at the end. That's the right algorithm. You can always keep. And please hit the video.
We're here tonight.
Whatever it is.
That the sun and the moon were not the same thing.
Wants to know the strangest part of going.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
wow.
Dust Blossom turned into this fabulous actress.
Sunny from The View. I am so sick of you and Whoopi.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
We will be okay if you.
Diversity for diversity's sake being crammed down our throats.
The Hunger Games. Loves to work. It's, you know, I had a group of guys, you know.
Is cool. And of that, you.
All eyes on California people. And so this is my
Antinous, Odysseus,
Telemachus. This clip of Elliot Page.
Thank you guys for always being there. I'm called Ransom. That is my name.